Hey folks, Joe here. It is Friday afternoon, so it's time for our weekly Friday Flyers chat. So let's have a little bit of a discussion about the week gone by so far and the Flyer season up to this point in time. So far we are 7 games into the season for the Flyers. They're sitting on a 1-5-1 record for a total of 3 points, which is good for 8th place in the Metro Division. Now that wouldn't be so bad, except for the fact that there are only 8 teams in the Metro Division. So being in 8th place is not exactly good, it's kind of bad. So that's not great. Understatement? Yeah. They're also near the very bottom of the league, so not a great start so far. Goals scored, they are averaging 2.29 goals per game. That is 29th in the National Hockey League, so almost last. Goals against per game, 4.43 goals scored against per game. That is 32nd, dead last in the National Hockey League. Not great. On a couple of more positive notes, power play is clicking at 24.1% so far this season, good for 11th place in the National Hockey League. Now remember, last year their power play for the season was 12.6%, which is absolutely atrocious. Dead last in the league last year, so pretty good improvement on the power play. Penalty kill, they were great last year. They're great so far this year. They're sitting at 89.7% on the penalty kill. That is second best in the National Hockey League, so there's a couple of positives right there. So for the past 7 days, since I did last Friday's Flyers chat, the results were as follows. Last Saturday, they had their home opener hosting the Vancouver Canucks. Sam Ersson in goal for the Flyers. They lost that one by a score of 3-0. Did not look sharp. Tuesday, also at home, they hosted the Washington Capitals. Ersson was in goal again for this one. That one ended up being a 4-1 loss. Hey, at least it wasn't a shutout. They followed that up the following night. Wednesday was a trip to Washington for the second of a back-to-back against the Capitals. We have Ivan Fedotov in goal for this one, and that was a 6-3 loss. Flyers goaltending. In that game, Fedotov at times looked good. He made some really nice saves, but he also let in some that you're like, should have had that one. So far, goaltending is not looking good. He did get 3 goals in that one, but when you score 3 and you allow 6, you're not going to win. And now on to... So next up, we'll talk about some player stats on the team in general. We'll start with the goaltending. That's been a point of concern so far, obviously. Sam Ersson has played in 5 games. He has a 1-2-1 record. Came in relief in one other game. He has a 322 goals against average and an 886 save percentage. We'd like to see both those numbers improve. Ivan Fedotov, he has played in 3 games. He has a 0-3-0 record, 535 goals against average, and an 821 save percentage. So again, those numbers need to improve. Both goaltenders' numbers need to improve. Ersson's numbers are not as bad as Fedotov's, but neither one is good enough to get the job done. So the goaltending has got to get better. Offensively, so Matvei Michkov through 7 games leads the Flyers offensively with 7 games played, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Of those 7 points, 6 have come on the power play, including all 3 goals. He is very good on the power play. Next up is Bobby Brink, 6 games, 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. Also with 4 points is Travis Konecny with 3 games, 7 games played, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. Notables, Jet Luchenko, he's played 4 games so far. He has 0 points thus far. He is also the youngest player in Philadelphia Flyers history to play at the NHL level. He is currently the youngest player in the National Hockey League. He's played 4 games. He can play 9 games and still be sent back to junior. After that, they would have to keep him up at the NHL level. I suspect he will go back to juniors. But I suspect he'll get all 9 games before going back down. They're not playing him in back-to-back games. They're spacing it out a little bit. I think their plan is to work with him between games, improve his game a little bit, help him out through the 9 games he does play, then get him back to junior where he can take a leading role down there. Yeah. Another notable is Flyers captain Sean Couturier, 7 games played so far. He has 0 goals. He has 1 assist for 1 point. Couturier, I hope he's going to turn it around this year. He wasn't all that productive last year. I was hoping it was just a bad off year, but so far, he's just not looking good. Hopefully he turns it around. He's got a contract that is not very tradable, so he's got to turn it around, or that's going to look really bad. On the plus-minus side, let's talk about that, shall we? We have nobody above 0 for the plus-minus stats on the Philadelphia Flyers so far at this point. All tied at 0, so even. We have Ryan Poehling, Garnet Hathaway, and Nick Deslauriers. Poehling and Hathaway have both played 7 games so far. Deslauriers's been in 2 games. They are all even at 0 on the plus-minus. Nobody is plus at all so far at this point in time for the Flyers. On the minus side, we have Travis Konecny, Morgan Frost, Jamie Drysdale, and Igor Zamula, all with a minus 10. They bring up the rear. So the plus-minus side is not looking good. Flyers getting outscored on a regular basis, and they really need to clean that up. So, so back to goaltending a little bit. On the AHL level, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms have played 3 games so far. They are 1-2 for 2 points. Alexei Kolosov has played in all 3 games. He's allowed 9 goals, has a 3.0 goals against average, and an .878 save percentage. Mentioned him in last Friday's video as well, and brought him up again here today. Even though he's yet to play for the Philadelphia Flyers, but there's been so much talk about the Flyers' goaltending situation. Erson and especially Fedotov, a lot of people are wondering when Kolosov might get his call. So if things don't improve at the NHL level soon, we'll probably see Kolosov probably sometime in the first half of November, I'm thinking. What do you all think? Next up, we'll talk about special teams again a little bit. Special teams have been good. That's the kind of the lone bright spot for the Flyers right now, that and Michkov. Special teams, 89.7% on penalty kill, second in the league. Power play, 24.1%, 11th in the league. Compare that to a power play of 12.6% for last season. Good improvements on the power play and a very strong penalty kill. The other positive I'll note is Matvei Michkov so far. Point a game pace, excellent on the power play. Very smart, offensively talented player. Very aware. He's also tougher than people give him credit for. Like, he doesn't back down from people. He's not real big, but he plays hard. Really liking this guy, and as he develops more and more, I think we're going to have a real good hockey player here. So, people complaining about the Flyers and saying fire the coach and all that right now, they're in the rebuild. It's going to be a couple of years before we really see what we've got here. They got a good young core, and they need time to develop, and I think the future looks pretty good. 5-on-5 play, that's where the problem is. They're good on the penalty kill. They're good on the power play. 5-on-5, they've been terrible so far this year. So they really need to clean up the 5-on-5 player. Goaltending has to improve, get better. That's both goaltenders, Erson and Fedotov, or Kolosov when he comes up. And overall team defense has to pick it up a little bit too, protect the goaltenders a little bit better. Got to get that goals against down, and we got to start producing some goals at 5-on-5. 7 games into the season so far, the Flyers have 17 goals, and that is not enough. Power play is looking pretty good, but 5-on-5, they've been terrible. So get 5-on-5 going, keep special teams doing what they're doing, play a little bit better defensively, and let's get a little bit more offense on the 5-on-5. And we'll see what happens over the coming 7 days. So that's it for your Flyers Friday chat for this week. We'll be back next Friday, hopefully with a rosier outlook, and we will see what happens in the coming 7 days. They got 4 games coming up. I know I'll be watching every one of them. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you very much.